Mary Ellen Pleasant. How did she do it? Oh, I wish I could just screw myself. Mary Ellen Pleasant? This can't be real.
Real or not, you've been carrying quite the load.
You see, wealth isn't always about what you keep. It's what you connect.
Ida B. Well?
When I wrote, I didn't just report, I revealed.
Right on time. So it wasn't luck. It was strategy.
We have always been so innovative.
You're not starting something new, you're continuing something sacred.
I want to teach every Black woman business owner in the world about you. When I started this company, it wasn't just about selling hair care. It was about dignity, independence, community. That's what real marketing does. It doesn't just sell, it lives.
See, a true sale is not made in the pocket, it's made in the heart. Now, you go on and sell live, not for the applause, but for the impact.
Ugh. Now they can't hear me. Ugh.
This was my announcement video. Dang. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Fancy setup. Soundboard. Hello. Can you all hear now? Now you can hear? Oh my gosh. How is that possible? Now you can hear it. Okay. We'll see. Maybe you got to turn it off, turn it back on. Anyways, this event is going to be incredible. So what I was saying is we have been in talks. The reason why we're selling this event out early and the reason why it's so important that you buy your ticket early is one, because it'll be sold out, but two, we have curriculum 3 months leading up to the event so that the women who walk in are walking in powerfully. We have training before the event so that when you are able to get to this particular event, you are walking in on fire. You've made sales before you hit the door. So it's a very different type of event. This is not a regular event. This is really like an experience. We are actually creating Wakanda for Black women in a weekend, and I just feel like y'all don't want to miss that. So I want to make sure that you all can hear. I want to make sure that you all can hear me. I want to make sure that you all can hear the trailer that we just showed. We'll probably play it again. And I want to make sure that you understand what we are creating. We have been in talks with several Black women billionaire CEOs, got confirmations from one on coming to the event. We've been in talks with several of the ancestors of the women who we've been studying during this series. We've got confirmations from 2 coming to this event. It's not the same situation. So you may have to change your plans. I'm giving you 7 months to change your plans. September 25th to 27th, you need to be in Atlanta at Black Women Sell Live. The theme is the original innovators, and there's no way you come to something like this and you are not radically transformed in a way that will instantly change you, change your family, and change your community. It's just pretty much impossible. So welcome to day 5 of Deleted from History, 28 Black women millionaires they prayed you'd never discover. I'm Ashley Kirkwood, founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, $11 million in lifetime sales, and a 2-time Inc. 5000 CEO. Every day this month, I'm sharing the story of a Black woman who built serious wealth before 1970. And then I'm pulling out the strategies that you can use to build contracts, stages, and board seats today. We've talked about capital, real estate, and relationships, but today we're talking about starting late and starting small, and it's still changing everything. So I'm introducing to some and just reintroducing to others Clara Brown. She was deemed the angel of the Rockies. So some people will say something like, hey, what they said to her was she's too old, she's too poor, she's starting too late, and that's what the world said about 59-year-old formerly enslaved Clara Brown. But she didn't argue. She just built a $1 million portfolio anyways. She was born enslaved around the 1800s in Virginia and sold multiple times. She watched her husband get sold at auction. She was separated from her 4 children one by one. She suffered decades of loss, decades of being told where to stand, where to sleep, who she could love, what that love would be, or when that love would be taken from her. And in her mid-50s, Clara finally gained her freedom. And then she did something most people half her age were too scared to do. She went west. In 1859, she joined a wagon train headed to Colorado, but she didn't have savings. So she paid her way by cooking for 26 men on that journey. No luxury coach, no fancy accommodations, just grit, skill, and a decision. And here's the statement that they have taken from her that they still quote today. I am not dying where I was dropped. What? Can we repeat that? Clara's statement was, I am not dying where I was dropped. When she reached Central City, Colorado, she didn't grab a pan and start digging for gold like everyone else. She did something smarter. She washed the clothes of the men who did the digging. Clara opened what's widely recognized as Colorado's first commercial laundry. Then she layered income streams on top of that, cooking for them and selling meals, talking in borders, doing midwife and nurse work when the town needed it. She treated small, consistent cash flows like seed capital, not a finish line. Now that's a word for my working sisters. And within a few years, this too old, too late woman had amassed nearly $10,000, close to $1 million in today's money, plus 16 lots in Denver, 7 houses in Central City, mines and property in Boulder, Colorado, Georgetown, and Idaho Springs. She grub-stacked miners, meaning she fronted supplies in exchange for a share of their claims, and invested in land while everyone else was obsessed with shiny rocks. They called her the Angel of the Rockies, not because she was soft, but because she fed a town, funded a community, and still played the long game on wealth. And here's what I want you to sit with. While building that portfolio, Clara was also housing people in need, funding churches and community infrastructure, paying for formerly enslaved people to travel west and start over. She spent years and much of her fortune trying to track down her own children. She relocated at least 16 relatives and other formerly enslaved people to Colorado and helped them find housing. Clara Brown is the blueprint for this mindset. Business is how I build wealth. Wealth is how I buy freedom for me and for other people. Let me explain to you. As a Black woman in America, I have always known this simple truth. If you have money while Black, it gives you the chance to buy a piece of justice, but it does not guarantee it. And so when I read that quote from her, it was a reminder that we are not just building businesses in order to buy a Lambo. Hello. We are building businesses because it is our best shot at getting freedom for ourselves and others. It is our best shot at getting justice for ourselves and others. We are building businesses because business has almost always been our path to living a life of enough comfort, of more comfort than not. And so I'm not against people working jobs, but what I am against is a narrative that it is selfish for women to get wealth, because it is not. And Clara shows what studies show, what scientists today know, that when women get wealth, the whole world gets better because we give at a rate that outpaces the men. It's a fact. And I love men, so I'm not anti-men. But you know what I'm saying? So now, if you were to look at Clara's story, what can you take from that? Number one, if you can't go in through the front door, don't be afraid to use the side one. Like, she wasn't going in and mining, but she went and served the men that were. And then she leveraged her skill set to get adjacent to the market that was growing and was able to build wealth that way. What doors can your skill set open? I'm in a community, and it's a lot of people in there who've done like hundreds of millions of dollars. And I was wondering, like, man, how can I add value to this community? And I saw a video from one of the founders, and they had just done like a $80 million exit. And they said, oh, I want to hire a general counsel, but we just haven't found one yet. And I'm like, ooh, sounds like my skill set. Sounds like I could actually give them some free game on that, or give them some advice on that, or I could recruit their GC for them. That may be an angle in. Don't be afraid to leverage your expertise, even if that means you're serving people who presumably have more than you. Get out of this idea that your expertise is only supposed to be locked in a very small bucket. It's not. It is supposed to open doors for you that would not have otherwise been open, but you have to know what your expertise is, be darned good at it, and then you have to be bold enough to go in through whatever door they let you in through and dominate once you get in the room. And that is why we're doing Black Women Sell Live. That's why we're doing it, because I have spent the last 3 years going deep into the history of Black women millionaires pre-1950, pre-chat, pre-social media, because I want to know that it doesn't matter what struggle I face now. When I think about Clara watching her husband get sold, it ain't that. When I think about her being separated from her babies and I have a daughter, it ain't that. So it doesn't really matter what I'm going through now. There is a way, thank God, for me to get through it, not just by reading my Bible, which I'm going to do, praying, which I'm always going to do, but looking at the stories of women who have overcome way worse and still got it done. I'm so incredibly inspired by their stories, and I'm able to distill the business principles. And then we're going to have an event where I teach you what we're doing in modern day, what they did back then. You're going to hear from their family members. And then we're bringing a Black woman billionaire to tell you that today you can still make billions of dollars while Black and a woman. And it's possible for you. And you can keep your values intact. And you can still serve a good God. And you can still help your community. So that's why we're doing Black Women Sell Live. So here's what I want y'all to do. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go to blackwomensellavent.com. I want you, when you go to blackwomensellavent.com, I want you to get on the wait list. If you don't get on the wait list, you're going to be left out. So get on the wait list. You can get on the wait list for the ticket type that you believe you want. You're not locked in, so don't feel like, oh, I'm on the general wait list. I can only buy a general ticket. But get on the wait list for whatever ticket type you believe you want. It helps us to plan capacity. And then what will happen on the next page is you will have an option to apply to get off the wait list early. Here's how that works. We're planning to get 10,000 women on this wait list, period. We know we have 1,000 seats. Everyone that gets on the wait list doesn't buy a ticket. That's just basic business, right? But we know for a fact that we're going to release 500 seats early to the women who apply to get off the wait list early, who we approve. So when you apply to get off the wait list, what you're saying is, I know I want to come, and so I want to be one of the first people to get that link so it does not sell out without me. So that's why we want you to apply to get off the wait list early. All right, y'all, I hope you got some good information. Child, we had a time. We had tech issues. We had the whole thing, but we kept going because that's exactly what the women who we've studied would do. I'm so honored to be doing this work. You know I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm live every day with a new story for you all of February. I'm so committed to it. I will see you in the morning, and I hope you share this with someone else.